It's the 2023 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Tournament on the DAF Media Network. Tonight, semifinal number 2 between the top-seeded Darien Blue Wave and the 4th-seeded Warriors of Wilton High School in the nightcap from Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High School. Hi, everybody. Joined alongside my broadcast partner, Ryan Dahlquist. I'm Braden Shank, welcoming you to this semifinal contest between the Wave and the Warriors. This is how we got here. Darien, they took down Fairfield Ludlow 11-7 on Saturday in the quarters. Wilton survived Richfield 9-6. And the New Canaan Rams took down Staples by the final of 9-5 to advance to the championship on Thursday night. And one of these teams will be greeting New Canaan in that championship, either Darien and Wilton. But Ryan, getting down to business in this contest, the Wave played a near-perfect FCIAC conference slate, going 7-1 with that one loss coming to Staples. And Darien enters play on a 9-game winning streak. What has been working so well for the Wave as of late?
Well, I think so far we've seen Darien's lethal offense. I mean, they've got 3 great attackmen down there, 3 middies. All of them want to go to goal, want to dodge hard, get those shots off. I think we've seen an offense that's based on dodging to feed, especially from their attack, and that's just been lethal against, these other teams.
And on the Wilton side of things, it's been a season of up and downs for the Warriors. They took down the number 1 team, Staples, before falling to New Canaan and Darien in conference play, and that's how they got their 6-2 FCIAC record. But Ryan, this is a hard-fighting 4-seed in Wilton.
Oh, exactly. I mean, Wilton, both these teams, very good, making it this far. It's no joke out here. Southwestern Connecticut, some of the best lacrosse in the country, and I'm excited for this one.
Taking a look at our players to watch tonight for Wilton, the offensive firepower of Charlie Johnson returns. He's had quite the season. Remember, 45 goals in the seniors off to Gettysburg, and he's commanded the Warrior offense. And Ryan, what do you like about Charlie's game?
Well, I mean, watching Charlie's game, he's a dodger to score, and that's something that's so important in this game. A lot of people underestimate that when you're on that suicide mission, trying to get that ball into the back of the net, and that's why he's their top scorer for Wilton this year.
See it right there. He had 3 against Darien, and last year's FCIAC championship had a hat trick in the regular season meeting, although Darien got the best of the Warriors 9-8 thanks to a late comeback. And on the Darien side of things, you're looking at a player to try to slow them down. How about the goalie? The goaltender, Carter Hagen Jr., has kept Darien in many games this season, and the future is looking bright for the soon-to-be Loyola right now.
Yeah, exactly. Carter Hagen out here, he's just been a brick wall in that net, able to orchestrate the clear, communicate with his defense, and at the end of the day, puts his body on the line, just gets in front of those shots.
55.5 save percentage for the Loyola Maryland teammate Carter Hagen. That's been the big adjustment for Darien this year, graduating the likes of Cam Weibel, going to Carter Hagen, and Hagen has stepped up big time for this Darien team. You look at a lot of the games they won, Brunswick, Fairfield, Prep, a couple others to name, Wilton. They all start with Carter Hagen making a lot of saves in net, and then they propel that to the offense. So it's really a well-oiled machine that Darien's been able to utilize. And what's one key to the game for Wilton?
Well, Wilton here, looking to maintain that possession. They've got a great face-off guy. They're going to want to keep hold of that ball, make sure Darien's offense doesn't get it, make sure they stay disciplined on offense. Don't give up stupid shots, don't make turnovers that you don't have to make. So I think, Wilton holding onto that ball and just making sure they stay disciplined on offense is the way to go today.
And how about for Darien? What's one key to the game for Jeff Braymeier's squad to win their 10th in a row?
Well, Darien's just got some big players out there on offense. I say they push it hard. They try and get out on top early. That's been their go-to this season. Without keep taking those good shots. Make sure Wilton doesn't get the ball easy.
A year ago, they met in the FCIAC championship at Brian McMahon's Casa Grande Field. It was the Wave that took down the Warriors 12-6 en route to their 19th all-time FCIAC title. Here they meet again from Norwalk High School, Testa Field, the other side of Norwalk, and they will meet with a spot to the FCIAC championship on the line on Thursday. Another stat I want to point out, Darien, they've won the last 2 FCIAC conference titles, 2022-2021. The last time that Darien was knocked out of the FCIAC tournament was 2019. And who knocked him out? Who else but the Wilton Warriors in the FCIAC semifinals by the final score of 4-3. A defensive battle. You think we're going to see the same here today?
Yes, exactly. I think of a war of attrition almost. A defensive battle between both these teams. They're both so good, so well coached, and I'm excited for this one.
We saw a defensive battle for at least the first half of the first semifinal between New Canaan and Staples before Doster Kroll got hot and led the New Canaan offense to 6 unanswered goals in the third quarter en route to New Canaan's 9-5 victory over the Staples Wreckers. So New Canaan's already punched their ticket to the FCIAC championship on Thursday. Who's going to join them? Will it be Darien? Will it be Wilton? 2 teams enter with the dream of winning the FCIAC championship. Only one will leave with that dream still intact. It's the Darien Blue Wave and the Wilton Warriors in the 2023 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Semifinals. Coming up next on the DAF Media Network. Here we go, semifinal number 2. It's Wilton, it's Darien. Someone's advancing to the FCIAC Championship on Thursday to meet New Canaan. Will it be blue and whites or blue and whites? Warrior or Wave? Wave breaks their huddle. They'll trot on out. On her 40th year, head coach Jeff Braymeyer. He's definitely seen his fair share of FCIAC semifinals, looking to advance his team to the 24th all-time FCIAC finals appearance for the Wave. That's the second most in the conference. Actually, third most in the conference behind Wilton and New Canaan. If they do advance, they would tie Wilton's 24 appearances. Who's got number 1? How about New Canaan? They just advanced to their 31st trip to the title dance. And now the Warriors will trot out. Late crowd on hand in this one. A game scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. We'll be going a couple minutes after 7. And Ryan, how do the players deal with the nerves out there, getting to the FCIAC semifinals and about to play your biggest game of the season in front of a big stage like this?
I mean, it's always tough going out there in such a big game. You know, Wilton and Darien, these two teams, very high competition for each other. But, you know, as soon as you get into that game and, you know, you start making some plays, start, you know, getting some contact, I think these guys are going to warm up fast. We're going to see some very high level of play out here.
The handshake from Blankenship and Carter Hagan symbolizing the start of this game. And the players trot out to their position. We're just about ready for some Tuesday night FCIAC Boys Lacrosse on the DAF Media Network. 2 Fogos to tell you about. Spencer Liston for the Warriors, 73% face-off winning percentage. And on the other side, Leo Barbagallo, the season of up and down for the sophomore, only about 37% on his face-off wins. And this all-and-mighty first face-off is underway. And picked up by the long stick of Will Bonner. Darien wins the first face-off. How important is that, Ryan?
I mean, the face-off is everything in this game, making sure you get that possession, especially this early.
Barnett's diving stop by Blankenship. Crease violation called. That's going the other way. Good attempt by Porter Barnett. However, the referee was right there to put it the other way.
Yeah, and like I said before, Darien looking to get out early here, make sure their firepower is known. And a great attempt there by Barnett, trying to get Darien off, you know, to a very early start.
And now the Warriors will set up their first offense of the ball game. The Warriors moving from left to right on your screen in their visiting blue jerseys with the blue helmets. Darien moving from right to left in their home whites with the gray helmets. Warriors moving around. There's Michael Wall, the senior. Wall not to be lost in the sea of Raths at the bottom of your roster cards. Nate Rath, Caleb Rath, Charlie Rath manning numbers 19, 20, and 21, respectively. And talk about a trio of players, Ryan. I mean, first of all, they have the chemistry, given the fact that they all live in the same household. But then there are 3 great lacrosse players to go on top of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be fun out there playing with your brothers. And, you know, they definitely bring a lot of firepower to this Wilton offense. Big threats here for Darien.
Charlie Johnson, the senior captain, off the screen of Wilson Tansel. Johnson, 45 goals this season. He had 3 against the Wave in the regular season. Wearing that number 4 jersey. The All-FCIAC second teamer a season ago. And Wilton taking their time out there. Showing they're in no rush whatsoever. Tansel. We saw this in the regular season meeting between these two. Wilton will slow down, take their opportunities, look for the perfect shot before taking that shots. As Tansel will start his dodge past his defender, shot stopped by the big spoon of Carter Hagan. Hagan's got his first stop, the hardest one to get. And now he'll transition it to his midfield units. Mark McNamara, the long stick defender. Looking to clear it over to DeRiso, and he does. Dylan DeRiso, 22 goals to his name, the lefty attackman. His first year starting on this Wave team, making a big impact. Ben Bilodeau, the freshman. One of a handful of freshmen starting on head coach Jeff Braymeyer's team. And what the feat that, or what the accomplishment that is, being a freshman starting in a big FCIAC semifinal game like this. Shot there and scoring, Porter Barnett. 3 minutes in, and Barnett has the first goal for the Wave. And Darien's on the board.
Yeah, great recognition there, Porter Barnett. You know, a loose ball like that on the backside. Wilton a little slow to recover there. And Porter just takes advantage of a great opportunity. Good goal there.
Goal number 27 for Porter Barnett on the season. And just like that, it is 1-0 Darien, 3 minutes into the ball game. Barnett, the junior, committed to Bucknell to play lacrosse for the Bison. And he's got his first goal for the Wave in the ball game. Second face-off between Barbagallo and Liston. The Wave won the first one. Falling to the ground is Barbagallo. Whistle blown, push called. That's staying with the Wave. Morgan Rupenstein on the restart. Rupenstein, the junior midfielder for this Wave team. He's had his fair share of goals, 17 to be exact. Max McBride seeing the ball at the 35, being guarded by the defensive likes of George Hahn. Short pass. Rupenstein still got a shot off somehow. I don't think he realized he still had the ball. Nonetheless, ball goes out of play. Possession staying with the Darien Blue Wave and Porter Barnett. Barnett the spin move. Corny knocked down to the ground, gets right back up. McCorney starting his dodge at X. Looking to spin his way out of it. He's still got it. The junior committed to Notre Dame. Running his routes. Connor Flanagan playing the defense.
Yeah, Darien really pushing that 2v2 behind the net. We've seen this throughout the season. They're dodge to feed, looking for some step-down shots up top maybe, or to get an attackman open for a shot like that one.
Barnett rifles the shot off the leg of Flanagan, and Wilton will pick it up thanks to the long stick, Connor Flanagan. Here's Andre Wiest in transition. Wiest, the long stick defender, committed to Hobart to play lacrosse, one of D3's top teams in the NCAA. George Hahn slowing it down on the far side by the Darien bench. Wilson Tansel now with the ball. Tansel, 11 goals to his name this season. A returning varsity star for head coach Steve Pearsall.
Yeah, Tansel, one of the main dodgers out there for this Wilton team. As you see, he's being guarded by the long pole there, Will Bonner. Darien taking no chances.
McNamara falls down to the ground. Jake Wilson sliding over to play the defense. Charlie Johnson off the screen. Now Rath. This is Charlie Rath, the All-FCIAC third-team senior captain. Rath off the leg of Hagan. Carter Hagan is his second stop, turning away the likes of Charlie Rath. You see it right there. Rath beat his defender, but could not beat the Loyola-bound junior.
Yeah, great save there by Carter. I mean, that was a great shot right in the bottom left corner. Really hard save to make, but as we said, you know, Carter not afraid to put his body on the line, takes one there to the ankle, and saves Darien one goal here.
Johnson. Right back to number 22, Michael Wall. This Warrior team is definitely taking their time on the possession. 2 shots on goal, 2 saves to Hagan.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit at the start here. Wilton focusing on that offensive discipline, making sure they're taking good shots, that their shots have backup, and not trying to get, you know, silly turnovers out here, especially this early in the game. I think that's a great coaching call there. Both these coaches, veterans in their respective programs, and that's definitely a good choice we see out here.
Tansel. Pass just wide of Charlie Johnson going out of play. And actually, no, kept in by Dave Sylvester. I missed Sylvester on the far side. Charlie Rath. Got a tomahawk chops that one. Yeah, that one will bounce out of play. And that just shows you the abilities of Charlie Rath. He can take a defender or two with him and still get a shot off. Now the Warriors will retain the possession. 5:45 left in this opening quarter. Caleb Rath now, the senior committed to RPI to play lacrosse. He'll be joining his brother Charlie for RPI. Made the comment on the last broadcast, that's a goal. Caleb Rath right on cue. And the Wilton bench erupts. It's 1-1 in the FCIAC semifinal.
What a dodge there. I mean, we talked about how Wilton, this team is just full of dodgers, all threats here for the defense, and, you know, just a great 2-step move and a beautiful shot there at the end.
Caleb Rath, the senior, with his 18th on the campaign. It's 1-1. A big goal from Caleb Rath. He had 2 against the Wave in the regular season, the first 2 for Wilton. And now this face-off, Liston trying to grab it, kicked out to the open space. Fielded by Charlie Johnson, and the Warriors have their first face-off win. Joey Haggerty, the sophomore, now moving it along the far side to Ryan Smith. Junior and a sophomore, respectively, for this Wilton team. Johnson off the screen. Haggerty was looking for something there, fell down on the screen. Charlie Johnson. Into the open space, McNamara fields the ground ball. Cause turnover by the Darien defense. Mac McGarren will get the touch now, because that's not confusing. Mac McGarren and McNamara. Mark McNamara.
I think they came up with that just to confuse us announcers up here.
Both long stick defenders wearing 26 and 12 respectively. Turnover, here's Charlie Johnson. In transition, the pass stopped by Carter Hagan. Tommy McKiernan was looking for something. And McKiernan is a guy you don't want to leave open, the senior midfielder. And now Darien goes back to their offense. McGuckin, he loses that one. Spin moves out of it. Still with it. Over to Doriso. Doriso shoots, rifles it high, out of play. But that was a point-blank save by Carter Hagan in nets, especially when you got Tommy McKiernan on the wing taking the shot on you.
Yeah, I mean, just a great save there by Carter. Not much else you can say about that one. I mean, he's just been a beast in net for this Darien team all year, and definitely proving his worth here in this game.
Bilodeau on the perimeter now. Here's Porter Barnett. That ball's knocked loose. Good defensive stand by Nate Rath. A long stick midi, all FCIAC third teamer a season ago. And he plays an aggressive style on the defense that has worked to his game plan. Bilodeau shoots that one and scores! Ben Bilodeau going to the near side, and the freshman puts a goal to his name.
Yeah, what a great shot there by Bilodeau. Look at that angle, too. Right in the bottom left corner, dodges down the alley to his left side, and just sneaks it right past the goalie's leg. Beautiful shot there.
Ben Bilodeau, his 8th goal on the season. And with 3:04 to play, it's 2-1 Wave. And Ryan, how important are these freshmen on this Darien team?
Well, I think we see a very a less experienced Darien team out here, but these freshmen, they're coming out and they're bringing a lot of firepower to this Darien team, and I think they're just so important. This class, you know, you usually don't see, you usually see more upperclassmen with this Darien team, but a little less experience, and they're kind of moving the ball fast, which is very good for Darien so far.
How about that last play? Spencer Liston won the faceoff, tried to take it all the way to the house, but Carter Hagan made another stop, turning away the Fogo Liston. Committed to Providence, the 4-star commit. He'll be playing for the Friars.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of chat about this face-off. Even before the game started, you know, Barbagallo, the Darien underclassman here, a little less experienced, and it's just going to be a fight through this whole game.
And that's something that this Darien team has really done well all year, is neutralizing the face-off. Even when they lose the face-offs, Hagan can make the stops, keep their offense going, keep the defense in some games, keep the opposition off the scoreboard, so they don't necessarily need to win the face-offs as long as the defense can hold strong. And you look at their losses against St. Anthony and Manhasset, and those are really the games where nothing works. They lost the face-offs, the defense couldn't hold strong, Hagan was getting beat in net, and that's how you got to beat Darien, is you got to beat them in all 3 of those aspects, because if you lose even just one of them, the other 2 will checks and balance it, and all of a sudden you got a strong Darien team. Also, don't think I would be using a history reference or a government reference in a broadcast, but somehow I found a way.
Hey, you found a way. Kudos to you there.
Probably used it incorrectly, knowing my luck. Shot there. That one skipped just high. Possession staying with the Warriors, thanks to Charlie Johnson. Johnson had 2 goals in last year's FCIAC semifinal against Staples, a game that the Warriors won 8-7 and advanced to the FCIAC championship, where they fell short against Darien 12-6. Although they had their luck in the state tournament, they took down Notre Dame West Haven by the final of 22-6 en route to their 7th all-time state title. However, I believe they got the bump up to Class L this year, so Darien and Wilton will be going at it for a state title in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think one thing we see is Wilton, a lot of returning players from last year, which is different from Darien. Darien starting a lot of freshmen, a lot of underclassmen, and we'll see if that experience becomes a factor, especially later in this game.
The big loss for Wilton last season to this year was Colin Lenskold in net. He's now off playing goalie for Utah. Shot there, that one just high. But again, Darien, they graduated some star players last year. Joe Caesar, Matthew Minikis, Cam Weibel in net, a couple others. This was a Christian Allegro, another big one, scoring the goal. So they had a lot of holes to fill, but this senior class has stepped up. The junior class has stepped up. The underclassmen have come in big. So this Darien team has adjusted quite easily. And when you got a guy like Brady Picorni leading the way, it makes the adjustment easy. And that guy in net, Carter Hagan, stepping up, protecting the pipes beautifully this year to the 55.5 save percentage, 151 saves this year for the junior. And the best part, he's coming back next year, folks. At least I think he is. Don't want to jinx anything. On the ground, the scrum for it. Grabbed by McNamara. However, that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Darien 2, Wilton 1. You're watching the DAF Media Network in the 2023 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse semifinals. We'll be back with more action between the Wave and the Warriors.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
Back on the DAF Media Network, there's our 2 skippers in this contest. Steve Pearsall on the left in his 4th season, leading this Wilton team. And on the right, the almighty Jeff Braymeyer in season number 40 for the Darien Blue Wave. And Ryan, what's the impact that Jeff Braymeyer has on this team?
Well, I mean, especially at the beginning of this team, Darien coming in with a little less experience than they've had in past years. And I think we've seen some early losses, as an example of that. And Jeff Braymeyer just able to turn that around, to get their discipline up, and to make this team function at the highest level that it can.
What I loved so much about that camera shot, you can see head coach Jeff Braymeyer checking his watch. They call him Jeff Business for a reason. He comes in, he has one job to do, and that is take down the opposition, just counting down the minutes for face-off between Darien and Wilton. And it has been a thriller so far. 2-1 our score in favor of the Wave. And we still got a lot left. Liston and Barbagallo on the face-off. The Fogo stalemate at the X. Now everyone's huddled around the Norwalk N. Someone grabbed by Darien. Long stick of Will Bonner, the LSM, doing his job. Teams have flipped sides for this second quarter. Darien moving from left to right on your screen in their home whites with the gray helmets. And Wilton going from right to left in the visiting blues with the blue helmets. Braden Shank, Ryan Dahlquist with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. Bringing you live coverage of the 2023 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Tournament. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Barnett winds up, shoots that one out of play. And possession staying with the Wave.
Yeah, and you see how dangerous those skip passes are for any defense. All of a sudden, you think you're D'ing up your guy, and then, if you leave anyone open, especially against this Darien attack on the backside, all of a sudden, you can get an open shot on the doorstep, and that's not what you need at all for this Wilton defense.
Briggs McGuckin, a junior with 15 goals this season. Keeps it himself. McGuckin going up the lane, and he sends that one just high. Possession staying with the Wave. Now Dylan DeRiso on the restarts. That one through some traffic. The long stick in the middle of it. Number 32, Jake Schwartz. And now here come the Warriors. Connor Flanagan off to the near side, just high a wall. And McGarren will field that one. Hagan fending off some defenders. Now McNamara over to Lancaster.
Looks like we've got a new face out here with Kevin Roach now in the middle. A substitution there by Darien. We see where this goes.
What do you think the rationale there is?
Well, Kevin Roach, I mean, look at him. He's a big guy. I think Darien's looking for a little bit more of a physical offense, you know, because Wilton's defense, they've just been pretty locked down so far.
Shot stopped by Andre Weiss, the defender, putting his body on the line. And here comes Barnett, surging the other way, popping up and scoring. Eric Porter with the goal. It's 3-1.
Eric Porter, I love that. What an impressive goal there by Porter. Look how much height he gets up off this jump. I mean, look at this. Over the crease, under the leg of the goalie there. Just a completely athletic play there by Porter Barnett. Shows his skills off early in this one.
And I don't know if there's much that Blankenship can do right there. Barnett hops up, fakes high, goes low on Blankenship, and nets the third goal for the Wave with 9:24 to play in the second quarter. Face-off violation, false start against Barbagalla. Ball going to Liston and the Warriors. Liston, the Fogo for the Wilton Warriors, having a pretty good year so far. 73% on the face-off wins. He's won 238 of his 325 this year. Definitely one of the best Fogos in the Fairfield count in the FCIAC. And what makes Liston so good is there's not a second Fogo behind Wilton. They've been able to ride Liston all this year. And you look at the other teams in the FCIAC, New Canaan, Staples, Darien, they all kind of platoon these one or two guys, so it's really solid when you get that one guy like Liston to settle down and take all your face-offs.
Yeah, definitely an asset out here for Wilton. You know, the face-off's such an important part of the game, making sure you get that possession, and especially in a big game like this, making sure that the other team doesn't get possession is equally as important. So Wilton definitely thankful they have somebody like that on the X.
Weist fields the ground ball, and that one's going to the Warriors. Weist, the All-FCIAC third-teamer a season ago, wearing the double fours. Here's Caleb Rath. Rath had a goal in last year's FCIAC semifinal. Definitely accustomed to playing well and under the bright lights in the FCIAC tournament. McKiernan will exit play, giving way to Wilson Tansel. Tansel right out of the substitution now, getting the ball. Shot, and that is in. Dave Sylvester going top corner for the goal. And the Warriors cut it down to 3-2.
Look at that shot right there. A little overhand, high to high. Just beats the stick of Carter Hagan. Great shot. You know, make sure he keeps his overhand. You know, I hear coaches yell that a lot. You know, overhand shot. And just a great overhand shot there. Beats Hagan high and puts Wilton back on the board.
Goal number 26 for the Wilton senior. And the Express Club product makes it a 3-2 ball game. And we knew this was going to be a back-and-forth contest. So far, holding strong. Just waiting for that one team to hit that point of acceleration. Again, you look at the regular season meeting between these two. They were tied for most of the ball game until they got to the fourth quarter, in which Wilton came out, played well in the first 8 minutes, and then the Wave scored 3 unanswered to win it. Spencer Liston with another face-off win of the long stick of Flanagan. McKiernan thought about it. Now to Wall. Tansel right back to Charlie Rath. Shot stopped by Hagen. Caleb Rath. Rath to Johnson. Shots off speed, just out of play.
Yeah, and I think throughout the course of this game, we've seen how Wilton, they just have dodgers all over the field. We've seen dodgers from attack, dodgers from midi, dodgers from the wings, dodgers from up top. And they're just attacking Darien from all angles out here, taking smart shots and holding on to that possession.
Behind the net at X, Wall finds a cutter. Johnson, the lefty, shoots that one high off the crossbar of the goalpost, that is. The 3 points, no good, and they will turn the possession over on the turnover of downs.
Looks like, I'm not sure who was on defense there, but they might have caught the back of his stick just a little bit and pulled that one up. But hard, powerful shot there.
Shot stopped by Hagen. I mean, that crossbar of the field goal post is much smaller than, probably the same size as the lacrosse field goal, or the lacrosse post. It's hard to hit the lacrosse goal post, yet alone something that's probably 20 feet back and up in the air, another 15 yards.
Exactly. Well, I'm not sure that's what he was aiming for, but pretty impressive there, too.
I think there's a lot of Wilton fans that hope that's not what he was aiming for probably the orange for the whites.
Yeah, my car's out there, too, so I hope he wasn't aiming for that either.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were hoping for that. Restart for the Warriors. Charlie Rath. Although I've got to say, this is quite the venue to be playing an FCIAC tournament at, Norwalk's Testa Field. And a check there, flag has been thrown, and we will see our first man up of the game as a penalty's coming against the Wave. You see it right here, just laying out the hit on Wilson Tansel, and the Warriors will go man up as Briggs McGuckin will take the knee in the box. But as I was saying, historically this tournament has been played at Brian McMahon's Casa Grande Field. This year they're doing renovations at Casa Grande, so moving it to the other side of Norwalk in Norwalk High School here at Testa Field. And it's just quite a sight to be playing an FCIAC semifinal and championship at, as it was actually number 16, Jake Hendrickson, getting assessed with the penalty. So he'll take the knee in the box, and Wilton will go man up, looking to get the equalizer at 3 apiece. Norwalk historically has hosted the girls' championship. This year the girls moved to Greenwich and the boys moved to Norwalk. I feel like a lot of people have the memories going to Casa Grande, watching the older talents of Darien, Wilton playing in the FCIAC and formerly state championships. Some of the best games at Casa Grande Field. And Brian McMahon, a shot and a goal. Charlie Johnson converting on the man up, and we are tied at 3 here in the FCIAC semis.
Yeah, Charlie Johnson, a name we're going to hear a lot today. What an incredible shot. You could hear the ding off the pipe right in the top left corner, all the way from outside. Just an insane shot there by Charlie Johnson. And yeah, definitely somebody we're going to hear from a lot today. Just a threat there on that Wilton side.
Goal number 46 for Charlie Johnson on the year, the senior captain, continuing his monsterful season. As now Liston and the long stick of Jake Wilson inside the face-off X. This is what I was talking about. Darien mixing some face-off options up. Jake Wilson will see a face-off. The long stick, an interesting tactic. And actually, there's still a player down, so I guess that makes sense. So Warriors still man up. And a timeout taken by head coach Steve Pearsall, and the Wilton bench will erupt. They have tied this game up at 3, have the possession, have a man up. And with 5 minutes to play before the half, the Warriors will look for more. You're watching the DAF Media Network. Don't go anywhere. Restart for the Warriors. Caleb Rath now off to Charlie Johnson. 3-3 our score in this FCIAC semifinal. Jake Wilson has his knee down in the box, and the Warriors convert on the man up. Number 21, Charlie Rath, gives the Warriors the lead. A great sequence ending with Rath burying that one past Hagan, and the senior captain has his 22nd on the year. And all Darien can do is watch that clock and hope that they can get Jake Hendrickson back out there and their extra defender, because this man down for the Wave is detrimental. 2 goals for the Warriors. They have their first lead of the ballgame. And a face-off, Wilson took it once again, but Liston comes away with it. The speedy Spencer Liston. Now on to the attack. Makes a nice move. Liston still has it. Bounces it off the foot of Carter Hagan. That would have been something if Spencer Liston could have buried that shot.
Yeah, almost a Superman dive there towards the crease. Just fighting through all of Darien's defense, and a great kind of shot opportunity there. And Wilton able to keep possession now.
Well, after a long minute for Darien, Jake Hendrickson exits the box, so both teams back to even strength now. But what did Darien do poorly on that man down?
Well, I think I'm actually going to give a testament here to Wilton's offense. You know, those outside shots are the hardest ones to defend against when you're man down, because you have to go all the way from the crease, you know, when you're helping out defend the guy on the inside, all the way to that shooting position outside. And Wilton just able to be a threat out there. You know, a lot of teams, you know, often don't have big shooting threats, but Wilton, you know, forcing Darien to extend on that man down. Darien a little slow to extend, and allows Wilton to get great shots off that slip past Carter Hagan.
Nice move by Wall down low. That one just shot wide, and James Kane is going to be thinking about that one. Kane thought he had it. He gives a nice hand to his buddy Wall. He thought he had that one, jumped up, not able to get the goal on it, but still a good shot from Kane. Now Sylvester from X. Right back to Charlie Johnson. There's Caleb Rath. Charlie Rath now, the senior, stopped by Carter Hagan. And when you have a clear lane like Carter Hagan, you're going to make that save 9 times out of 10. Briggs McGuckin. Slowing it down, setting it up inside the box. 4-3 our score. Darien trailing for the first time in this ballgame. Lancaster. Well, it's going far. Restart for Brady Picorni. Picorni, the spin move. Loses that one to the long stick of the Wilton defender. Jake Schwartz. And now here's Evan Blankenship. Blankenship 55% on the save percentage. The Wilton goalie this year, the only goalie they've played in net. They have Quinn Silva on the roster, although Blankenship is, again, the only one that's seen time for head coach Steve Pearsall. Wilson Tansel. Joey Haggerty, the sophomore. 3 goals to Haggerty's name this year. Joey Haggerty on his dodge. Shoots that one, stopped by Carter Hagan. And now here's the Darien offense. Out of play. Doriso keeps with it. And timeout for Jeff Braymeyer and the Wave. Good utilized timeout by Jeff Braymeyer. 1:26 left to be played before halftime. And what do you think is being talked about in that Darien huddle right now?
Well, it looks like Darien's just trying to slow down, value that possession. You know, Wilton out there bringing the energy, holding on to that possession, coming off of, you know, some hot goals out there. Darien just looks to slow it down, you know, get their guys out there, get their offense moving the ball around before they actually go and try and get some more goals. But I think we've seen a lot of energy coming off of the Wilton side, a lot of possession on their side, and Darien just trying to value that possession and make sure they slow this game down and do what they do best and put some more goals on the board.
Minute 27 left in this FCIAC semifinal. You're watching the DAF Media Network. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Want to give a huge shout out to our DAF Media production crew this afternoon, bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Adam Nelson, Andrew Mastalone, Henry Imbrogno, Connor Fagan, Andrew Banks, and John Fraters, Braden Shank, and Ryan Dahlquist with you. So glad you can be with us on this Tuesday night from Testa Field on the campus of Norwalk High School. Wilton breaks their huddle, so does Darien. A minute 27 left before halftime. One of these teams will be dancing on Thursday against New Canaan. The other, well, their FCIAC season comes to an end, and they'll shift their attention to the state tournament starting in a few weeks and the road to Sacred Hearts University Fields. Second year they're playing it in Fairfields, and Sacred Heart it's got the venue for it, I must say. They definitely have built something over there. You look at the two Division I universities at Fairfield, Sacred Heart and Fairfield University, and Rafferty and University Stadium are two of the best lacrosse venues in the Nutmeg State. Picorni, fooled out Blankenship on it, although the shot just wide. Nonetheless, restart from Dylan Doriso. Picorni. Doriso losing it. And the goalie Blankenship corrals it. Evan Blankenship picking it up. 50 seconds for Wilton to work. Here comes the Warriors. Timeout by Steve Pearsall. And head coach Steve Pearsall will use his second and final timeout. 43.8 seconds left. The Warriors will look to get one more goal. They lead by 1 in this second quarter. You're watching the DAF Media Network. We'll be back with the conclusion of this first half between Darien and Wilton. Restart for the Warriors. Charlie Rath, 40 to work.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, with only 40 seconds left in the half, you got to think about who brings the energy and the momentum into halftime. So, yeah, Wilton just passing it around, looking for a more possession game here, trying to be that last possession going into the half.
Wall to Sylvester. Sylvester at X, 20 to work. Clearing it out to Johnson. Charlie Johnson. Behind the back pass, down low to Sylvester, stopped by Carter Hagan. Hagan, the Hail Mary pass. Nobody's got it, and that will take us to halftime. 4-3, Wilton leads Darien after 24 minutes of play. However, we still got 24 left to be played. And Ryan, what did you see in that first half?
Well, you got to keep in mind how important possession is in this game. And Wilton looks like they're dominating the ball so far. They're playing out there with confidence. They've scored some big goals, you know, especially with that man-up opportunity. And Darien, you know, not really valuing that possession, having some turnovers, some intercepted passes, some shots that are been blocked and able to turn around and clear very quickly by the Wilton team. So I see Wilton really bringing the energy out here, and that's why they're ahead going into halftime.
4-3 our score. Wilton leads Darien, a trip to Thursday's FCIAC Championship on the line. You're watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture between the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with second half action between the Warriors and the Wave.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continuing to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, Every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
Back on the DAF Media Network, Spencer Liston, Leo Barbagallo for the first face-off in this second half. And Spencer Liston wins it. What's new? And Liston will go back to work on this Wilton offense. Team switch sides. Wilton moving from left to right on your screen in there. Visiting Blues with the blue helmets. Darien and the home whites with the gray helmets. Off the wing, a shot and a goal. What a way to open up the second. Rath with the goal. A great shot from the wing, just going to the near side, beating Carter Hagan.
Yeah, looks like they had Darien a little confused there on that transition defense. And, you know, as soon as you get one guy, I think that was McNamara in that position, stuck between defending two players, that's where opportunities open up. And this Wilton offense able to take advantage of that and put one right past Carter Hagan, get them up on the board.
Actually, correction, it was Michael Wall on the goal, number 22, not 20. My apologies on that. Wall's still the goal for Wilton. Still counts. And that is his 21st on the season. And there's all 3 flags by our officials. Some extracurriculars. And we will see a flag and a penalty. Don't think you can do that.
No, I don't think so at all. Briggs McGuckin got kind of crushed out there on that ground ball. And it looks like it was a high hit. And they'll be serving time for that one for sure.
So Wilton will get another look on the man up. Actually, or is it against Wilton?
Yeah, Darien with their first man-up opportunity of this game. Let's see if they can make anything of it. You know, we've talked a lot about their offense and how aggressive and lethal they can be in these games. And, yeah, with their first man-up opportunity, we saw what Wilton could do with their man-up opportunity. Now it's Darien's chance to come back and hopefully get some more goals on the board.
Michael Wall takes his knee in the box, and Darien will go man up. I mean, that was the really turning point in this game, was that man up for the Warriors. They scored 2 goals unanswered, and that's how they got this 5-3 lead. So Darien's now going to look to convert on their first man up look. Only the 3rd we've seen in these semifinals. There was only 1 penalty in that first semifinal. Referees are letting him play on turnover. Long stick of Flanagan. Down low to Johnson. Hagan in no man's lands, although he retreats back to his position. Johnson going to the cage, stopped by Hagan. He'll come out of his cage to field the ground ball. And now the Wave will need to work quickly here. To McGuckin. Now to Roach. The 6'8" Kevin Roach, a sophomore. And now Brady Picorni will command the offense. Still time left on that man up. Wall pointed something out. He wants to know. Lancaster to Roach on the wing. Kevin Roach going straight to the cage, and he scores! The sophomore with the goal. Going on the wide end of Evan Blankenship, and Kevin Roach has a goal.
Yeah, great opportunity there by Kevin Roach. A lot of times these defensemen, you know, they get so focused on making sure they're in the right spot and making sure that off ball they're in the right position that they forget that they have to play defense, especially man-to-man, and Kevin Roach able to dodge underneath and take advantage of that for a great goal here.
Kevin Roach, goal number 6 on the season. And just like that, Darien converts on the man up, cuts it down to 5-4. However, there's still a lot of time left, and Spencer Liston will get set. Also, stick broke on that, so that will take the trip in the garbage can. Barbagallo and Liston back at the face-off X. Some movement on the near wing with Jake Wilson and Nate Rath. 2 long sticks. And Wilson not able to get it. Spencer Liston hops up and grabs it in the open space, and Kevin Roach fields it. Briggs McGuckin. Pesky defense being played by Andre Wiest. Ben Bilodeau slowing it down at the 40.
Now we've seen a lot from this game of Darien pushing from the attack, but it looks like they're pushing from the midfield here with Elliot Lancaster. Let's see what kind of play they've got here, possibly put in place by Jeff Braymeyer.
Picorni rifles that one out of play. And now the restart for Dylan DeRiso at X.
Yeah, and here they go. Looks like they're pushing from the attack again. Kevin Roach, I think he's playing midfield here today, but I know that he played attack in the past, and Darien looking to take advantage of that potentially here.
Shot ringing the post from Kevin Roach. Roach had the last goal for Darien, the first-year varsity player. Had 2 goals in the game against Richfields. Lancaster. Nice swim move on it. Right back over to Ben Bilodeau. Bilodeau had the game-winning goal against Wilton in the regular season. 43 seconds on the clock, scored against Blankenship to give Darien the 9-8 victory in the regular season. And that was the middle game in their 9-game winning stretch. Pass just wide of Lancaster. Turnover going to the Warriors. Restart coming for Tommy McKiernan, the senior. Basketball, football, and lacrosse star for the Wilton Warriors.
Wilton still needs a touch in the box, and they get one there. Remember, you have to get a touch in the box when you clear the ball, or else there will be a call that is failure to advance, and that's an automatic turnover. Definitely not something they're looking for in this game.
Now Wilton can set up the offense. Again, the big difference between the high school and the collegiate game, no shot clock in CIAC high school lacrosse, so not something Wilton has to worry about, but they're going to set their offense up, look for the drawn-out possession. Just losing that one is Johnson, and Wilson not able to capitalize on it. The senior committed to Loyola, Maryland. Joining his teammate Carter Hagan for the Greyhounds, and class of 2022, Matthew Minikis playing over in Maryland. Charlie Johnson out of play.
Right, and as you mentioned, Braden, no shot clock here in high school lacrosse. You can hear some of the parents yelling patience out there. You know, Wilton has the ability, if they wanted to hold this ball. Obviously, they're going to want to push here, but shows high discipline here on this Wilton side, making sure they're taking good shots and not giving away possession. You know, no pressure to fight their way to the goal and have a stupid shot. They're going to wait, and they're going to sit back, and they're going to take good shots like that one.
Right on cue, Charlie Rath erupting with a goal. And the Warriors pick up another, thanks to Charlie Rath. Goal number 23 for Rath on the season, going 5-hole on Hagan. And the Warriors regain the 2-goal lead. Just a well-placed shot by the senior captain.
Yeah, very well-placed shot there by Wilton. You know, beats his guy on the top. Darien a little slow to slide there. And just, you know, whenever these Wilton guys are able to get their hands free, that's when it's a threat. Sneaks one past Carter Hagan, gets Wilton another point.
Barbagallo and Liston at the face-off X. So far pretty even. Liston's won the last couple. Holding called against Darien. That's going in favor of the Warriors. Actually, no, they're giving it to the Blue Wave. Spencer Liston exchanging some words with the referee. They definitely got caught up. It was a matter of who they were giving the call with.
Yeah, a lot of frustration here. Looks like from the Wilton parents. Wilton really thinks they should have gotten that one.
Porter Barnett's. Now here's Kevin Roach. Liam Pearsall playing the defense. Great defensive stand. Wide open is Max McBride, the freshman. He shoots. Stopped by Blankenship. And the Wilton defense holds strong.
You can feel the energy coming off the field here. I'm sure you can hear the cheers of the Wilton fan section. And yeah, their defense just making plays out here, standing strong against Darien. It's very fun to see.
Now Darien will need to regroup. 6:20 to play. Rupenstein going up the lane, bouncing and scoring. Morgan Rupenstein getting one back, and the junior finds himself in the goal column.
And look at that replay. Look at that dodge. Almost a stutter step left and right, and the defenseman just gets caught hanging there. Rupenstein gets his hands free, gets an open shot down the alley, and puts that one away. Great play there by the junior.
Goal number 18 for Rupenstein on the season, and the Wave cut it right back to a 1-goal game. That's all you can do if you're Darien. Start chipping away at that Wilton lead. Get one back. Now it's a 1-goal game, one shot, and we're tied as Liston and Barbagallo go back to the face-off exit. Full start against Barbagallo and the Wave. Liston The Fogo still got it. Trying to scoop that one in, and the shovel shot out of play. Restart for the Warriors. Michael Wall over to Dave Sylvester. Caleb Rath. Shot there, just skipped wide, picked up by Briggs McGuckin. Here's Jake Wilson. Wilson, the All-FCIAC second teamer a season ago. Lancaster spinning his way past the 50. Into the box now. Lancaster still has it. Right back to Ben Bilodeau. Bilodeau. Through some traffic off Weast. Out of play, possession staying with the Wave. Restart coming for Darien. Porter Barnett picking it up in the end zone. Brings it back in play. Five minutes to go in the third quarter. McGuckin. To Picorni. Brady Picorni. Tough defense being played by Tansel. In a no man's land, Schwartz comes away with it, the long stick. Fighting off the coverage, Jake Schwartz has it.
Great defense there by Wilton, understanding that Brady, very good dodger and a good, well-timed slide there. Catches Brady in a tough situation, forces him to make a difficult pass, and Wilton very able to capitalize on that one, and now they have the ball in their offensive zone.
Lights have come on here at Testa Fields. Sun's starting to set in this third quarter. Charlie Johnson. Around the horn. Michael Wall. A Wilton team that scored 179 goals entering play, averaging about 10.5 each game. So not the highest powered offense, but they do get the job done. And the defense has held strong so far this year. Evan Blankenship, the first-year starter. The defensive likes of Weast, Schwartz, Johnson playing the midfields, a couple others. Rosen, the defender. Shot just high off the stick of Caleb Rath, but that's where the difference has been made. Nate Rath, Caleb Rath, Charlie Rath, and Michael Wall for the Wilton Warriors for key impact players. And Charlie Johnson wearing the number 4 jersey. Johnson to Dave Sylvester. Wall. Rath, senior captain, keeping it moving. The shot stopped by Carter Hagan. The junior goalkeeper with the big stop, and now Mac McGarren right back to Hagan. A little push there. Jake Wilson in transition. Pass, airmail past Bonner. Actually, Rupenstein, and now Johnson. Inside the box with it.
Yeah, one thing I've said before, it's so impressive to me how Wilton, they're able to attack from all areas on the field, from their attack at X, from their middies up top. You know, they've got Dodgers on the wings. And they're really just coming after the Darien defense at all levels here, at all sides. And that's just a testament to their players, their athleticism. They don't have to, they're not forced to push from a singular area. They're able to be a threat at all sides of the field.
2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Charlie Johnson off the screen from Haggerty. Down low, one-on-one, and number 1, Dave Sylvester can't bury it. Wilson Tansel there for the rebounds. Tansel moving it around. There's Charlie Johnson. Johnson going to the cage, shooting off the crossbar. beat Hagen on it, couldn't beat the aluminum. And now here's Darien. Jake Wilson across the 40. Short pass to Rupenstein again. A low pass picked up by Rupenstein. Turnover. Andre Wiest coming the other way. Tommy McKiernan working quick.
Very costly turnover there by Darien. They've just had a massive defensive set, and now Wilton gets the ball again for some more chances. Carter Hagen lights out her net so far, but we'll see if that continues. Darien definitely needs to hold on to this ball more if they're looking to maintain this 1-goal differential.
Dodging at X, Haggard, or it's Wall. Under a minute left in the third quarter. Taking his time is Michael Wall. The Union College commenced. All FCIAC honorable mention a season ago. Finds a cutter, and it's a goal! Ryan Smith with the finishing piece. And the Wilton Jr. gives the Warriors a 2-goal lead. Ryan Smith finishing on the pass from Michael Wall. Goal number 3 for the junior on the season.
Yeah, beautiful back cut there by Ryan Smith. Catches this guy looking at X. Of course, whenever you have a short stick defenseman at X, the defense is very alert. They're very ready to slide. And that gives opportunities for the offense to catch their guy, potentially ball watching, as he kind of was there. And a great opportunity, great advantage taken there by Wilton for a good goal.
Darien now finds themselves down by 2 goals, 37 seconds to play in the quarter. Wilton wins another faceoff. Tommy McKiernan shovels that one out. Into the empty space. Connor Flanagan there to field the ground ball. Warriors want some more. McKiernan. Violation against the Warriors. Ball going to the Wave. And now Darien's going to look to get some quick offense. 12 seconds. 10. McGuckin. Over to Bilodeau. Fighting off the coverage. McGuckin's wide open. Takes the shot. And he scores! With .6 left, Briggs McGuckin gets the goal, and the Wave cuts it back to a 1-goal deficit. Aware of the time, and McGuckin showing off the range. Goal number 16 for the Darien junior.
Yeah, Briggs with a great shot right there. Very high energy. You know, Wilton coming off some big possessions, and Darien needs their chance, and here they've got it. And that's a big play there by Briggs to put some more energy back into this Darien team.
Briggs McGuckin, one of the star scorers on this Darien team. .6 left. Have to assume the second that whistle is blown, there's not going to be much time left, and no one wins the faceoff. After 3 quarters, Wilton 7, Darien 6. And Ryan, what do you think the point of emphasis is for Jeff Braymeyer and this Darien team?
Well, I think discipline is the name of the game here for Darien. I've seen a little bit of some sloppy play here. You know, Darien coming off some big defensive possessions and then throwing the ball away, having a tough time clearing it, making those simple passes, those connections between their middies. And, yeah, I think Braymeyer, as a veteran coach he is going to recognize that. It's something they've struggled with, especially at the beginning of the year, but they've definitely improved on it. And I think, yeah, Darien looking to hold on to that ball more, take some better shots, and make sure they maintain that offensive discipline as they go into this fourth quarter.
You mentioned Jeff Braymeyer's experience. There's the series history between Darien and Wilton. The last 15 minutes, absolutely owned by Darien. They've won 14 out of the last 15. They won the regular season meeting 9-8. The only time in the last 15 meetings that Wilton has taken down Darien was that FCIAC semifinal meeting in 2019 that we mentioned. 4-3, the Warriors took down the Wave from McMahon's Casa Grande Field. It was the last time Darien was defeated in an FCIAC conference play, and the last time, FCIAC conference tournament game, and the last time that Wilton beat Darien in their meetings. So definitely history's on Darien's side, but we're just about ready for fourth quarter action. Again, this is where the game took the turn in the regular season. I believe 5-5, 6-6 heading into the fourth quarter, a tie game in the regular season. Wilton accelerated, came out of the quarter break all guns blazing, essentially. 3 goals unanswered. And then from there, Darien came back 3 goals in the last 2 minutes or so and took the win. So 12 minutes left. Anything can happen. One of these teams is going to the FCIAC Championship on Thursday. The other will have their season ended very sadly. A lot at stake. 7-6. Here we go. Stalemate at the X4 at Barbagallo and Liston. Like the merry-go-round. They go around on it. In the open space, and the ground ball fielded by Jake Wilson. Looking to spark this Darien rally. Doriso beating his defender, fooling out Wrath. Behind the net, Porter Barnett. He's got a goal in this game.
Yeah, an interesting decision there. I don't know if you noticed, but Darien double pulling that face-off. Looks like they're trying to force some ground balls, some more scrappy play, make sure that Wilton doesn't get that easy win.
And Liston has just been running through this Darien offense at times. Barnett looking for the perfect opportunities. He finds Picorni off the crossbar. Bounces down, and Blankenship fields the ground ball. I mean, the only thing that stopped Darien on that was the crossbar. They drew that up perfectly, executed perfectly, just a matter of inches stopping Darien. Laying out the hit is McGuckin, and a flag is thrown, and Darien cannot believe the call. So Briggs McGuckin will exit on the penalty. Man up coming for the Wilton Warriors. We saw the damage they did on their last man up. 2 goals, and they're looking for more. This would be detrimental, as the referees will now converse. Make sure they got this call right. So our 4 officials in this game. Veteran group officiating this contest. You think they're just assessing how long it is and if it's releasable or not?
Yeah, it looks like they're probably trying to talk about, how high it was. Darien looks upset with the call. Oh, looks like they signaled that that's going to be locked in for Darien, which is a harsh blow to this team here. Briggs might have hit him a little high. Of course, refs very sensitive to when guys get hit high. That's when head injuries can come into play. So tough penalty, tough but fair, I think. And Wilton, we've seen what they can do with their man up. Let's see if they can do it again, put some energy into this 4th quarter.
You want to explain to the viewers what the locked in means to it?
Well, of course, locked in is when, usually when a penalty is what we call releasable. After a goal is scored, the penalty is called off no matter how long it is. But now Briggs is locked in, so no matter what happens, if Wilton scores, Briggs is going to stay in that penalty box, which is obviously very bad for the Darien team here and very good for Wilton.
Nonetheless, Hagan makes the stop. McNamara in transition. And coming out of nowhere is Connor Flanagan. McNamara fighting through, knocks the ball loose. Ground ball fielded by Johnson. So they assess the penalty as a major one. Shot there, and that one's out of play. 10 minutes to go. Restart for the Warriors. Wall. Around the perimeter, McGuckin still in the box. Man up for the Warriors.
Looks like Darien's learned from their mistakes a little bit. Notice how their defensemen are getting out on their guys, making sure they're getting sticks on hands and preventing those outside shots.
Raff over to Johnson on the wing. The shot, and it's in! Charlie Johnson with another! And the senior captain is having a game to remember. Wilton going up 8-6. Goal number 47 for the senior captain from Wilton, Connecticut. You see it right here. A great pass finds Johnson for the goal.
It's so hard to defend there. You have to balance making sure that you're getting in way and that you're not letting them get that outside shot, but also maintaining the defensive stance and making sure they're not getting topside. And yeah, something very difficult there. Can't blame the Darien defense, and a really good goal there by Wilton.
Now this is where that locked-in penalty comes back to haunt Darien as Grafton Ely takes the face-off. The senior committed to Mercer. With McGuckin locked in, the man up stays with Wilton. So even after that goal, Darien will now need to continue to play man down and the Warriors will look for more. Liston, the Fogo's still out there. That's what makes him different than your traditional Fogos. He can stay out there, play the attack a little bit longer. Has scored a lot of goals to his name this season. And he's definitely a player that can do it all for this Warrior team.
Yeah, I think we've seen Liston's athleticism throughout this game, pushing towards that goal, going on those almost suicide missions, trying to get that ball into the net, and that's something that you don't see from all Fogos.
7 goals for the senior committed to Providence. As McGuckin has been released from the box, so they're back to even strength now, and only 1 goal for the Warriors. However, they do get the possession back after Darien didn't have the fair fight on the face-off units. Rath. The dodge from Tansil. Now Wall. Over to Rath.
And Wilton's being very patient right now, making sure they're looking for those good opportunities, trying to keep the ball in their hands. Like we mentioned, no shot clock, no pressure to go to goal. They're trying to wait for those good opportunities.
Rath stopped by Carter Hagan. And Hagan's looking to keep his team in it, but a bad pass there. Wilson corrals it, avoiding further damage. Now Lancaster using the speed. Darien trailing by 2, 7:40 to work. They have the time, but they need that first goal to mount the comeback. Then Bilodeau, a freshman. Again, the winner of this game has a date with New Canaan Thursday night in the FCIAC Championship. Will it be Darien? Will it be Wilton? Only time will tell. 7 minutes, 20 seconds left. Lancaster stays with it. Now to Barnett. Darien trying to move the ball quickly. McGuckin staying with it, shoots. And that one is, well, that one's, I think, in the main road. Very high. Restart for Barnett and the Wave. Bilodeau to Lancaster. Down low to Picorni, just wide of the cage. And possession going to the Warriors, so Wilton gets the good end of that whistle. And just like that, 6:40 to play, Wilton up by 2, and they have the possession.
Yeah, costly there for Darien. Remember, there's only 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game, and they're still down by 2. Now, it's not that big of a deficit, but they have to value those possessions because we've seen how long Wilton can hold on to this ball and how patient they can be. And Darien needs to make sure that they're capitalizing on all of their opportunities and they're not throwing the ball away.
Joey Haggerty finds his way to James Kane. Kane, the senior, 4 goals to his name. He was called up for the state tournament last year, now back for his first full year on this Wilton varsity squad. Tansil going to the cage. Back out to Wall. Now Johnson. Under 6 to play. And with no shot clock, Wilton theoretically could run this clock out, although I don't think they will. Do what they did back in 2019 with the 4-3 final. Get a lead and just run the clock out.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. That would be pretty boring. Looks like they're going to go to goal there here, though.
We always need more goals because all it takes is one slip up, a loss at the face-off X, and Darien's right back in this game.
Exactly. 2 goals is nothing, and especially when you have this much time left. Darien's still very much in this game, and there's still a lot of game left to play out here.
The shot, stopped by Hagan, the rebounds. Grabbed by McNamara, good shot by number 23, Joey Haggerty, the sophomore. He's got 3 so far this year. McGuckin on the clear. 5 minutes to play. Dylan Ariso signaling the let's go. Nice spin move by Picorni, going low, off the post, wide open is a cage, and Porter Barnett's there to capitalize. Perfect placement by the Darien Junior in the right place at the right time for goal number 7 for Darien. his 29th on the campaign, and the Wave are still in this game.
Yeah, look at that scoop and dunk there. Porter waiting on the backside. He's sitting there looking for an opportunity, maybe a pass or a scoop after a goal like that one. And that's why you see it's so important for these goalies to hold on to the ball after a save. I know that one caught the pipe a little bit. A lot to ask there, Wilton goalie, but a very good job there by Porter and an important goal late in this one.
Blankenship came out for the first save of Picorni, hit off of the post. And then Barnett was there to take the shot. They're getting a new game ball. 4:55 to play. 8-7, Wilton still controls the lead in what would be our second upset of the tournament. The first upset, of course, coming earlier today when New Canaan took down Staples by the final of 9-5. Timeout. Taken by Darien, so the Wave have the possession. And down by 1, Darien will have 4:49 to work. Looking for a comeback in this FCIAC semifinal. You're watching the DAF Media Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Fans on their feet, they're stomping. Darien Betch going nuts. 4:49 to play. Someone's advancing to Thursday's FCIAC Championship. Restart will come to Max McBride back in the Darien defensive end. They'll need to clear first. The speedy Max McBride across the 50, into the box now. McBride still has it. He's got 12 goals to his name in his freshman campaign. Darien will gonna look to command the offense now. 4:30 to go. Bad pass there, although Darien does regroup with McBride. McBride going right up the lane, stopped by a trio of Wilton defenders, and Andre Wiest comes away with it. A great clear. Wiest going head first. In the empty space. Will someone grab it? Finally, Jake Wilson has it.
What a ride there by Darien. Look at the desperation. All these guys throwing themselves at the ball, making sure that it doesn't get back into the Wilton zone. It's so important late in this game. And, yeah, the ride and clear is so important to
Shot
this game.
and a goal! Briggs McGuckin with the equalizer. And with 3:43 left, it is a brand new bowl game in the FCIAC semifinals. What a goal by the Darien Junior.
Yeah, and look at Darien's bench going crazy right now. The energy in this game is nuts. The fans are loving it. It's dark out here. They're playing under the lights. This is what everybody who wants to play lacrosse here at high school is dreaming of. And an incredible goal there by Briggs. That's just amazing. It's awesome out here. And I'm happy to have y'all joining us on the Darien Athletic Foundation Network.
8-8 our score. What a goal by Briggs McGuckin. His 17th on the season. And just like that, it's anybody's game. Braden Shank, Ryan Dahlquist with you. So glad you can be with us on the DAF Media Network. DAF, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Scrum on the faceoff, won by Jake Wilson in the Wave. Here comes the Wave. Over to Lancaster, using the speed. Elliot Lancaster, one over to Barnett. And he scores! Porter Barnett like a magician. Falling to the ground, scooping it in the cage, fooling Blankenship, and Porter Barnett gives the Wave the lead right back. Somebody send it to Sports Center, because the junior has his 30th of the season. What a goal by Porter Barnett. Now you see it, now you don't. Barnett with the goal.
Yeah, Braden, I think you're doing a great job of capturing the energy of this game right now. Darien with that incredible goal. Now they're up 9-8 with 3 minutes, 24 seconds left to play. Again, whoever loses this goes home. So both these teams playing in full desperation now.
Liston. Right back to Johnson, but this game is not over by any means. 3 minutes is an eternity in high school lacrosse. A game that was once owned by Wilton, 8-6. Has seen Darien come all the way back. The same exact story that we saw in the regular season, 8-6 Wilton. And then becomes Darien's game at 9-8.
Yeah, I think that's just a testament to the number of athletes on Darien's team. I mean, Porter Barnett, what an incredible goal there. And that just shows, like, you know, these guys, they step up at big moments in this game. And look for Wilton guys to step up too. And I'm excited for the rest of this quarter.
The shot and a goal. Caleb Rath gets one right back for the Warriors. And the senior says, we're not done yet. It's 9-9. His 19th on the campaign, going top corner on Carter Hagan. And it's 9-9 with 2.5 to play. And this truly was a battle of two teams that came to Testa Field. Neither one of them wanted to give in, and this is the result you get. 2 minutes, 37 seconds left, and Liston with the face-off win. Timeout by head coach Steve Pearsall, and this Wilton bench now will erupt.
Exactly. Now it's Wilton's turn to be hyped. Their fans are going crazy. You can hear them stomping on the stands, and their bench is going crazy. It is awesome out here. This is top-level high school lacrosse. We're tied up at 9 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
The stakes can't get any higher than this right here. One team plays on Thursday, one team doesn't. One team plays for an FCIAC championship, the other's watching that game. And it all comes down to who gives it more, who gives their 110% in this final 2.5 minutes. Will it be Darien? Will it be Wilton? Only time will tell, as I've been saying all game. And with 2:32 left, it's anybody's game right now.
Yeah, Brandon, I think you've reflected what these coaches are saying to their players right now. This is the time to make those big plays. This is the time when your big players are going to make big plays. And these coaches, they're definitely coming out here. Looks like Wilton has the ball now, probably putting in some plays. And both teams need something big to happen here. Wilton, of course, looking for a goal. Darien looking for a big stop. And I'm excited for this possession right now.
These guys have been playing their hearts out for the last 46 minutes. But head coach Steve Pearsall, head coach Jeff Braymeyer telling their team, whatever you have left in that tank, I want to see it right here, 105% for the next 2.5 minutes. Because how you play in this final 2.5 minutes will determine your fate on Thursday. Wilton will need to clear it, however, as the timeout was called a little prematurely. So that's the first job for Charlie Rath, although he's got about 4 or 5 yards to go. Shouldn't be that hard of a task. Restarts. Across the 50 with it is Rath, Caleb Rath. Now going to that near side, 2:25 to go. This is where heroes are made, folks. Under the bright lights in the FCIAC tournament, tie ball game. Caleb Rath, nice spin move at the 30, being guarded by the long stick of Will Bonner. Charlie Johnson. Johnson the shot, off the pipe. Into the open space, hustling forward, grabbed by Charlie Rath. The Warriors retain the possession in the offense. Good job by Wilton to fight through, show the hustle, and get that rebound. Rath right back on the offense. Caleb Rath, the shot, and that one's high. Heads up. Possession staying with the Warriors. They burned a minute off this clock. Still a minute 24 to go. Restart coming for Michael Wall. He's got 20 this season. Can he get a 21st goal? Finds a cutter, and it's in! Charlie Johnson with the big goal! And the Warriors retake the lead 10-9 with a minute 16 left. And Spencer Liston will have a chance to end this game for the Warriors. There's a reason he's our player to watch, and it's for that reason right there. The pass from Wall finds Johnson for goal number 48 on the season. And Ryan, what is the mentality, or what's going through Darien's players' heads right now?
Well, I mean, if you're a senior out there, you've got your last Darien game on the line. You know, these guys, they're excited. I tell you, they're probably nervous.
Barbagallo falling to the ground, he has it. That's task one, beat Spencer Liston, in which Leo Barbagallo does. One of the best Fogos in the FCIAC, Spencer Liston, 73% on face-off wins. Barbagallo stepped up to the plate, took one for the team, pounced on the ball, clamped it, scooped it up, fielded the ground ball. And now Jeff Braymeyer calls timeout with a minute 11 left. And what is inside there? What's the mindset inside? What's being said in that huddle rather?
Well, I think Braymeyer, as you said, he's all business. He's looking for Darien. They've probably got some setup plays designed specifically for this moment. Right, they're going to go out there and they're going to push as hard as they can. They're going to try and get a goal out of this one. And then, of course, they're going to try and win that face-off and maintain that tie, or at least push and see if they can get another goal. Now, from a perspective of a player, a lot of these seniors out here, they've got their entire career on the line here for Darien, and I'm sure there's a lot of nerves out there, but also a ton of excitement. This is quite the exciting one with only a minute 11 left to go. This is where your big players are going to step out.
The offensive likes of Briggs McGuckin, Porter Barnett, Brady Picorni, who's been kept at bay this game. I don't think he has a goal in this game, Picorni. Nonetheless, Darien has found their scores. They have utilized those scores. And they have a minute 11 left to try to get one more to tie this game up at 10 and send us into overtime. There's Brady Picorni, the Notre Dame commits. Restart will be coming from Max McBride, the speedy freshman. And here we go. Taking his way out to the Norwalk end at the 50. McBride on the dodge. Down low, through some traffic. DeRiso fighting for it. The scrum. And the Warriors come away with it. The long stick of Connor Flanagan. Now off to McKiernan. Wilton looking to clear it for the biggest clear of the game. McKiernan with the swim move. Timeout by Steve Pearsall and the Wilton Warriors. What a defensive stand by the boys in blue.
Yeah, and I think that just shows the experience of this Wilton team out here. You know, it looks like Darien, they set up a play. They got in their 1-4-1 situation. They set some off-ball picks looking for a guy in the middle. And Wilton not only able to read that, but to get their sticks in the lane and make sure that that pass was not possible. Darien possibly forced a little pass there, maybe some nerves, maybe a little bit of inexperience there from some underclassmen players, and a huge turning point in this game. But then again, there is still 48 seconds left to play, and that's a lot of time.
Wilton will get the ball. Darien will need to force a turnover, find a way to intercept a pass, because I don't see Wilton taking a shot to end it. Or at least if I was head coach Steve Pearsall, I don't think that would be the mindset, especially with the likes of Carter Hagan and Ned, who has made so many saves in double digits tonight. You take that shot to try to end it. You take that dagger shot. All of a sudden, Hagan stops, and Darien's back in this game. So I have to assume they're going to try to run this clock out for the last 48 seconds and hope that they don't airmail a pass or Darien turns it over. The defense knocks it loose. So I think that's what Wilton's talking about. Hold that ball with your life right there, because one turnover, you let Darien back in this game. Right now, the door's closed. Don't open it up for the Wave.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right on this one. Wilton's going to come out here. They're going to be all business. They're going to want to maintain that possession, just run that ball around, try and run this clock out. 48 seconds is a lot of time here, though. And Darien with a notoriously physical defense, I think they're going to come out and they're going to double the ball right away. Looks like Elliot Lancaster's walking over. And, yeah, a lot of interesting lacrosse left to play here. Wilton looking to desperately hold on to that lead for the last 48 seconds. Darien in all desperation trying to get that ball back, and I'm excited for this one.
Charlie Johnson picks up the ball at the 45. Referee giving the words and the whistle. Here we go in the FCIAC semifinals. Charlie Johnson on the restart, going straight to the cage. He'll shoot it, and he goes high. Although the possession stays with the Warriors, he saw an opportunity on it, took it, and now he will retain the possession on it. Charlie Johnson, the senior captain.
Right, and here comes Darien with a double now. Again, they're trying to get out there. Carter Hagan defending a player.
Flag thrown. Johnson's got the wide open cage. Can he end it? Yes, he can! Charlie Johnson with the dagger! And the Warriors go up by 2 with just 33 seconds left. And the Warrior faithful erupts as Wilton can feel that next playoff berth.
Yeah, Wilton out here feeling this win coming in. They're looking at a great prospect here, but they've only run off around not that much time here. They've still got 34.6 seconds left on the clock, but again, a major penalty there by Darien. Not sure if it was called off. Not sure what's going on with the refs.
I think it was called off because they scored the goal off.
Yeah, that'll be right. So with that goal, that penalty is called off, but still Wilton up 2 now, and Darien needs this possession.
Face off won by Barbagallo. He needs to work quick. 25 seconds. Does Darien have some heroics in him? If Ogo Barbagallo loses it. 15 to work. Bonner knocked down. Flag has been thrown, although I don't think it will matter as this one will go out of play. Stopping the clock with 11.3 left. And I think it's just going to be too late for Darien as they trail by 2 in this FCIAC semifinal.
Yeah, it looks like there was a push from behind there on Wilton. Looks like Will Bonner might have taken the hit. But yeah, like you said, 11.2 seconds left here with 2 goals. Definitely not looking great for Darien. But again, this is where your players step up. This is where your experience comes in. Darien, yes, they've got a young team, but they've got a lot of experienced players, and this is where they make their plays.
So man up coming for the Wave. Whistle blows it in. The Wave looking for a quick goal. Instead, they throw it into no man's land. Bilodeau at the 35. The shot from Roach, and he scores! Oh. Wow! Kevin Roach shocking everybody with the long distance goal. Although I don't think it's going to matter. There's Darien. Still trails by 1. I mean, it's still a goal. At the faked out our camera operator.
It's from the top of the box right there.
I don't think Blankenship was expecting a shot right there, in all honesty. Oh, but John Freitas has it down on the sideline. Nonetheless, Spencer Liston, Leo Barbagallo at the face-off X. There's the whistle. And the 2-time defending FCIAC champions have fallen. The Wilton Warriors are advancing to the FCIAC championship for the 25th time in program history. The first since 2019 that the Warriors will be fighting for an FCIAC championship come Thursday when they meet the New Canaan Rams back here at Testa Field. What a second half from the Wilton Warriors. They truly played a full 48 minutes, Ryan, and it showed with the results.
Oh, I think so, definitely. Wilton came out here with a ton of energy and a ton of discipline, and they just looked like the better team out there. I mean, they kept possession. They took smart shots. They did everything that the coach wants to see in a game as important as this. Darien came out, looked a little sloppy on offense, and played a lot of defense. You know, their defense only let up 11 goals, but still, they were on defense for a very long time. And Wilton definitely able to capitalize on that. This has been such an exciting game.
What a night it has been from Testa Field. But Ryan, going back to Darien, what's the emotion like for those Darien players? A young team for head coach Jeff Braymeyer. You look at the breakdown, 5 freshmen, 7 sophomores, all of which seeing time. Roach draining that 30-yarder to end the game out. How does Darien build on this going into next year?
Well, I think, like you said, Darien, a very young team, a lot of underclassmen, and, you know, their experience is just going to build over the years. This has definitely been a learning moment. This has been a great season for them, making it this far in the FCIACs. But Darien definitely full of a lot of young talent, looking to build that up over the years. And I'm excited to see what they have to bring in the next coming seasons.
And now all hope isn't lost for Darien. They will now shift their attention to the state tournament where they will meet, I don't think the pairings have been met yet, but Darien will now start their state run as they look to win a state championship, something the program has not seen since 2019. So that's their new goal. As for Wilton, well, they're chasing an FCIAC championship on Thursday. The 4 seed will be taking on the 3 seed of New Canaan Rams at 7 p.m. back here at Testa Field. And Ryan, what worked so well for this Wilton team?
Well, they just looked like a very good, high-functioning team out there. They played high-level lacrosse. And by that, I mean they weren't rushing goals. They were holding on to that possession. They were making smart shots. They were highly disciplined, and they value that possession against this Darien team. They did not give the Darien offense very many opportunities to capitalize on them, and they held Darien to it in this one. They really, I mean, I think they had possession for most of the time, and Wilton really just came out here, brought the energy, brought the discipline, and they were the better team.
You're seeing the goal from Johnson right there. That appeared to be the differentiating factor as Roach drained that shot from the 30-yard line. Hagan came out, couldn't quite stop that as Wilton takes down Darien 11-10. And Ryan, going back to Darien's side of things, they played it pretty well first half, but what kind of fell apart for Darien in the later half of this game?
I think we saw a little bit of inexperience on the Darien side, and I hate to say it, but they looked a little sloppy. They needed to value those offensive possessions, right? They were playing a lot of defense out there, and that defense gets tired fast. So their offense needs to hold on to those possessions and make sure that they're taking smart shots. And I just didn't see very much of that today. I saw a lot of turnovers that could have been avoided, and a lot of intercepted balls. And I think Wilton just played a stronger game.
And Wilton, they played the stronger game, and they come away with the victory today, 11-10. The final, the Warriors advance to Thursday's FCIAC Championship, where they will meet the New Canaan Rams for the 2023 FCIAC Boys Lacrosse title, the two most storied programs in Fairfield County and really the Nutmeg State when it comes to high school lacrosse, and they will be battling it out for the 2023 edition of the FCIAC crown. I want to give one more final shout out to our amazing DAF Media production crew, bringing you all the sights and sounds in this one. Adam Nelson, Connor Fagan, Andrew Banks, John Fraders, Henry Brogno, and Andrew Mastalone. Wilton, New Canaan on Thursday. That game can be seen on the DAF Media Network. I'll be back for that one. Ryan, it's been a pleasure. Assume you'll be back calling these games next year.
I hope so.
Maybe we'll
It's
get a
been a
state
real
game
pleasure.
or two with you. But the great Ryan Dahlquist on color commentary tonight. Darien fans, that's the voice you'll be hearing for the next 2 or 3 years or so. Actually, you're a junior, right?
I am a junior.
Next
so
year, that's the voice of Darien lacrosse right there. But again, your final score, Wilton 11, Darien 10. The Warriors will be taking on the New Canaan Rams Thursday at 7 p.m. on the DAF Media Network for the FCIAC Boys Lacrosse Championship. So for our entire production crew, our advisor, Damian Andrew, saying good night from Testa Field. I've been Braden Shank, and this has been a production of the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation. Have a great night, everybody.